What's up, YouTube? Hey guys, I am back out this morning. It's Sunday morning. It is absolutely a beautiful day. Sunday, April 19th, 2026. I live so close to this park, I can't resist coming out here and trying out some different stuff today. Yeah, so I'm at January Wabash Park, and like I said, it's about 5 minutes from my house, so it's so convenient just to just get out here and kill a couple hours. I figured, you know what, let's come out here since I had such a good day yesterday at another park over at Carondelet Park, Boathouse Lake. I wanted to come out here and try some of the same baits and maybe experiment with a couple of other things today. This is kind of my experiment time of the year because there's really nothing being stocked in these lakes. Catfish will be stocked soon. But right now there's basically just whatever's left over in the normal park situation. There's bass, there's bluegill, there's some catfish, there's still white bass, and maybe a crappie in this particular pond. I don't know. They say there is, but I've never caught one, and I've fished here a lot. So we'll see what happens today. I'm going to throw some stuff that I don't normally use out here, and just trying to get familiar with some different types of bait, some swim baits maybe. I picked up some little Google snacky swimmers. I've got some Bobby Garland itty bits that I'm going to try and use, and yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, I got no time limit today, so I'm just trying to have a good morning, enjoy some sunshine and blue skies. It is currently 55 degrees outside. It's almost 10 a.m. in the morning, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I have no expectations, but let's go fishing. Oh, that was a good bite. Dang it. Boy, when they hit this, they hit it hard. Like it's real food. They like see it and they want it. And I think it's bluegill because I think they're on their beds over here. And again, I am only doing simple stuff today. I'm throwing it out and letting it sink and bringing it back in. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing any kind of jerk motions with it or any kind of anything. I just wanted to see how the action of the bait itself made the fish react. And honestly, had I known this was a style of bait I could do this with, I probably would have been using it sooner. I've had it in my bag for a good while now. But, you know, you always go to your confidence baits first. And if those confidence baits are working, then why go to something else, right? So that's where I'm at. I mean, my confidence baits are always, you know, trout magnet, panfish magnet, whatever you want to call it. And I'm always go to that because it works, and I've caught a lot of fish on it. Crappie magnet, the same thing, you know, setup wise, just a larger version of the trout magnet. And I go to that when I know I'm in a place where I'm going to catch small panfish type stuff, or trout even, you know, trout. Oh my gosh, I learned how to use the trout magnet actually catching trout, which was incredible for me because I had no clue what I was doing until I got that bait in action. And I watched a few videos like Pistol Creek Pan Fishing and the Trout Magnet Man on YouTube. Those guys are amazing with the trout magnet baits, crappie magnet baits. And I learned a lot from watching them, to be honest. So, you know, they're kind of between that and Richard Gene, the fishing machine. I've learned a lot, and I've watched a ton of other videos, but those are the big three that come to mind for me. And I've learned a lot from them. So I'm grateful to the YouTube process and the folks that are out there trying to teach other people how to fish. My goal is not necessarily to teach people how to fish. My goal is to share my adventures and enjoy the day, and hopefully somebody else will enjoy the beauty of where I'm at and watching me catch some fish. You know, I do try to tell you exactly what I'm doing just because I don't want you know, I don't want anybody lost when they're fishing. If I'm the first person they're watching, that's awesome, but I doubt that's the case. I only have a few subscribers at this point. So, with that being the case, I'm trying my best to give you everything I can, but I'm just an average guy fishing. I'm not a professional. Don't claim to be. Okay, well, I am not getting any bites at this spot yet. I had one bite, but not an actual catch. Okay, let's go right along the wall here. Let's see if anything's down here. All right, let it fall, let it fall, let it fall. And slack, okay. I try to keep my rod tip down while I'm doing this because I'm using 4-pound test line. And the wind has got a little bit of a on the water effect, so it's trying to catch the loose line that is between the rod and the water, and it literally pulls it in a different direction. So if I keep my rod tip down and the line is actually in the water, most of it doesn't catch the wind, so it's a little bit easier. Okay, well, we're not getting anything that way. Okay, we'll try and go along this wall and see if I get anything. All right, if we don't catch anything on this cast, I'm going to move on down a little bit more. But one more cast, and then we'll move on down a little bit. All right, got slack line. So I always let it drop to the bottom because I want it to be, I know these fish are on their beds down there, and I want it to be as close, when I pull it in, I want it to kind of ride the bottom of the water. So that's my goal anyway. I could be doing it completely wrong, but I caught a few fish that way. So that's what makes me feel like it's okay. All right, I'm going to move the camera down. We're going to move on down. Back with you in a few. All right, guys, I moved down about 20 feet or so. I, again, put the camera in the shade and myself in the sunshine. Still using this Bobby Garland itty bit. Throwing it out and reeling it in nice and slow. You know, it's really weird. I had a hard time throwing this type of bait. And that's what I think caused me to not use it. I mean, even though it was in my tackle box for a long time, I was trying to use it on a 1/64 jig head because that's what I had available to me. And I needed more weight on it to get it out farther. So I got me some 1/32 jig heads. Well, that's interesting. It was all loose. Oh, that would have made catching a fish fun, huh? Good thing I saw that. Anyways, my point to that was the bait itself is so light that you need more weight on it to get it out a little farther. And now that I have the 1/32, I can at least, I feel like I'm throwing it about 20 to 25 feet, which, you know, is not across the pond or anything, but I've been catching fish with it. So I feel like I am at least out far enough that it's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, well, no bites at this spot yet. All right, wait for the slack in the line, and that once it hits that slack, that means it's on the bottom. So when we start pulling it in. I'm try and go a little bit slower and see if that changes anything. But I don't want it to be so slow that it rides the bottom of the pond because there's all kinds of crap on this pond. And I'm disgusting stuff. Not even in the sludge world, but, you know, car parts and tires and whatever else. Unfortunately, some folks just believe that city parks need to have trash in the pond. I don't understand the dynamic of it, but I try to pick up anything I can when I'm here because I don't want to leave anything that shouldn't be here. I want my natural spots, even though it's not natural, I get it, but it's as close to natural as you're going to get in the inner city. I want my resources to stay clean, and I try to pick up trash if I see it. I don't understand it either because they put trash cans all over this park. I mean, they literally have one at every, 50 yards. It's not like people can't use the trash can, they're just too lazy to do it. Oh, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy. Yeah, yesterday was a surprising day. I had never been to Boathouse Lake at Carondelet Park before, and I caught three species. I caught bass, bluegill, and catfish, all on this little itty bit. I also used some little waxworm things that I had purchased, mummified waxworms or mummy waxworms or something like that. Which, I'll probably try again today if I don't catch anything with these. But right now, we're going to stick with this and see what happens. Oh, that was a nibble. I just saw this reel. I've only had it for a little while now, and I just saw that in the sunshine there is like a glitter paint on it that like sparkles. It's pretty awesome. Oh, oh, felt like a little tug. Could have been a stick. I really do got to say, I am sorry to myself for not trying this bait out sooner. I really wish I had given it the old go before, because I had such a good day yesterday that I couldn't resist coming out today and trying it again. Oh, dang, right at the shore. He tried to get it. And I'll tell you, this is the same single individual bait that I used all day yesterday. I must have caught probably 20 fish on it yesterday. And it still looks like it's brand new. So the durability of the bait is pretty awesome. I think I paid $3 for like 15 or 20 of them in a package at Ollie's. They had them at Ollie's. And Ollie's is so hit and miss. It's hard to know what you're going to have in your local Ollie's. But I've got 4 of them within a 20-mile radius, and I tend to go on little adventures every once in a while. Try and find what they have. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's well picked over, sometimes they have good deals. So okay, we're going to call this the last cast for this spot. If we don't catch anything, we'll move down further. Oh, had a bite. I do love using this ultralight rod setup. I had a little Fluger reel on here for the longest time and loved that little reel, but I had an incident at the park and ended up breaking it. So I went and got this little Shimano. It's pretty awesome though too. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I kind of moved the camera angle a little bit, and I'm going to be using this little wax worm. It's a mummified wax worm, and I'll show you the little package here. This is what I'm using. It's mummified wax worm, and this is the darker green color, just the one I grabbed out of my pouch. So it's not like I have a lighter green and I have a red as well as this one. I am changing my pole to a smaller ultralight pole. It's about 5.5 feet, and it's got about a 2-foot drop from the bobber down. And this is a weighted bobber, so it should go out pretty far. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, Dan's blooper reel number 1 there. It clicked back on me and I didn't realize it. My fault, my bad. I'm good. I do know how to fish, I think. All right, there we go. That's better. Good morning. So I'm just throwing this out here. Wow, this feels really loose. I need to see about tightening it up a bit, maybe. I don't know. But, it's just that. Okay. That's a little better. Okay, so this is kind of a bait and wait sort of thing, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I am moving it along just to see if I can put it in front of any kind of fish. But it's essentially just a little wax worm that has been preserved, and I think they, soak it in dye to make it this color. Because normally they're just an off-white kind of funky mealworm looking thing. But yesterday I caught about probably 20 fish on it, and just want to test it out at this park too. And I was honestly surprised yesterday. I ended up catching catfish on this. I caught bluegill on this, and it was really surprising that the catfish actually ate this. I had no clue. It was such a small little bait. I expected to only catch the bluegill with it, and that was pretty much what my intention was. But it did its job, and so I said, okay, well, let's try it here. And I'm in such a nice sunny spot. It's absolutely beautiful day. It's like 60 degrees now, it feels like. Maybe it's gone up a bit, 58, 60, somewhere in there. That I took my jacket off and I'm just rocking a sweatshirt now. So, and if y'all don't know, I did move here from Texas. Spent the last 15 years there, so I am wearing a Texas sweatshirt. Please don't hold that against me. It's not anywhere I went. It was just a cheap sweatshirt. Not really a super fan of Texas sports, but you know, when it keeps you warm, it keeps you warm. Okay, well, I'm not getting anything at this little spot, and I think it is the spot. I don't think it's the bait. I'm gonna try and go along the wall because there's no way I'm throwing it all the way out to that island. One, I don't have the ability to get it out that far, even with the weighted bobber. It's just not going to go that far. Number two, there is Snag Central over there. My warning buoy from my last trip here is still there with the bobber that I lost, and it was 35 cents warning buoy now instead of fish bait bobber. And the wind is picked up quite a bit. It's coming in from a different angle now, so it's trying to send the bait back to me, or move the line anyway. The bait is kind of crawling along with the bobber here. Ah, got a bite. Did they clean me out? No, okay, we're still good. Okay, well, this may be a spot that the fish are not hanging out right now. I will tell you, in the winter time with the trout season, this is the place that I typically come in this pond to fish. Now, people line up all along the parking lot simply because that's their easy access point. They back up to it and boom, they're fishing. I personally like to get away from people when I'm fishing. I like to kind of use it as a sanity check sometimes. So my mentality is to walk away from where everybody else is fishing and find my own area. Typically, that is this end of the pond. There's usually only a handful of people down here instead of 50. So, however, I have not spent a lot of time here in the summertime after the catfishing. Oh, got him. All right. Little guy. Little guy. But the little waxworm did its job. So, yay. All right, buddy. Hold. Still. There you go. Good job. Okay, don't poke me, man. Okay, put those fins down. There you go. We got you out. All right, so we got a little bluegill. And I do mean little. Maybe 3-inch bluegill. Little tiny guy. He's beautiful in the sunshine, though. I'll tell you, the sparkle that comes off of him is just glistening. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we're going to throw him back in. Thanks for playing, buddy. Appreciate you. There you go. And we did bring a towel, so I don't need to wipe it off his sweatpants today. All right, and we still have the bait on here. The wax worm is still on the hook. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to leave it. Still good, so throw it back out again. All right, guys, look at that. Yes, caught a little bluegill. Oh, he's a feisty little guy, too. Calm down, dude. Calm down. Nice little red breast bluegill here. Show him to the camera. All right, guys, so look, we caught a little bluegill. And there he is. Little bitty guy, but that's all right. Toss him on back in. Oh, I was wrong. I caught one. Ha! Right at the end here. All right. Decent sized bluegill. Not huge, but not tiny. Oh, and he decided he really wanted that. He tried to choke it down. All right, buddy. Hold on. We're going to have to get you out of here. You got to calm down, dude. You're going to make it worse. There we go. All right. Let's get it out. Okay. I may need to do some surgery here. We'll get this out. I have some pliers and whatnot in my bag. Okay, let's go. Get the little hemostats out. And all right, which way is it? Okay, so we need to go that way to get it out. Okay, we're gonna get it out, buddy. There you go. I'm not going to show you the camera. He's bleeding a little bit, so I'm going to get him back in. There he goes. He took off. That's the one part of using like live bait that I don't like, is it does cause the fish to kind of try and swallow it quickly. And with that, you know, it makes it difficult to catch and release without hurting them. And I don't like hurting the fish, especially if I'm going to catch and release. Always makes me feel guilty when I get them the wrong way. Honestly, it doesn't happen very often with these particular kind of hooks. For some reason, the trout magnet hook tends to catch them pretty much right in the roof of the mouth usually. But today that one got a little bit deeper than it should have. Okay, well, I caught the one that I wanted to end my day, so I'm gonna take the rest of this and just throw it out as offering to the fish gods here, and apologies for the gut hook on that one. It wasn't really a gut hook, but he was bleeding, so I feel guilty. All right, there you go, guys. Enjoy the free food. Leave me alone, bug. You're driving me insane. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to talk to the camera for a moment, but I want to let you all know that I do appreciate y'all taking the time to watch my videos. I know this is a park that I've done a few times. It's the very closest park to my house, and honestly, I could probably walk here if I really wanted to. It is ultra convenient for me, so you'll probably see a lot of videos on my feed from this place. But that's okay. I enjoy it, and especially come trout season, wintertime, it'll be much more fun because even though it's colder out here, the fish bite is really good, and they stock it really, really well in the wintertime here with trout. So I love seeing that. But you'll see a lot of videos from me at Wabash Park, and that's what I do. I come out here when I have a couple extra hours, and I just don't want to take the time to search where I want to go or anywhere else to go. Anyways, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you again for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that. But other than that, it's a beautiful day. Get out and go fishing, man. If I can inspire even one person to get out and go fishing sometime, that's what I'm here to do. So y'all take care.